Welcome to my broadcast. It's about 9:45 a.m. GMT on Tuesday, the 11th of October 2022. I'm playing on the F1 2021 game, and we are reliving the Japanese Grand Prix, which was at the weekend. We're going to be driving for at positions 7, 4th, and 1st in the race, which was Alonso, Ocon, and Verstappen. So Alonso now a double world champion, alongside Verstappen, who's now a double world champion, and they both also have 32 race wins each. Alonso is now also the driver, has most starts as a driver, overtaking Raikkonen recently, and he is moving to Aston Martin next year, and Ocon is being partnered by Gasly, who's moving from AlphaTauri. And AlphaTauri are going to have De Vries, a new F1 driver next season, the Formula E driver. Okay, so it's the Japanese Grand Prix. Medium track of difficulty, and we're going to drive as Fernando Alonso, who's at Alpine this year. There he is, Fernando Alonso. There's his teammate Ocon, who we're going to do after. So AI difficulty is 70, which is hard. Assisted race starts. Corner cut stringency, strict as it is in real life. That means you will get penalised for exceeding the track limits. You can be warned and then penalised second time penalties. I'm not going to tinker with the weather and time of day, although it was a wet Japan Grand Prix recently. Weekend structure. There's no practice, there's no qualifying, and we're doing a short session length just of 5 laps. I have a controller, not a steering wheel, on a PS4, and as follows: we have medium brake assist, medium traction control, automatic gearbox, pit assist on, pit release assist on, ERS assist on, and DRS assist on. Start the event. When you do these Grand Prix, it's always a randomised grid. I have no idea where Alonso will be on this track, although it does tend to mirror the form of the drivers. So in that case, Alonso could be up near the top.
Welcome to one of this year's most challenging races, where the combination of high speed and complex corners makes this one of the drivers' favourite tracks. It's time for the Japanese Grand Prix. A lap of this historic racetrack covers 3.6 miles. With the race minutes away from starting,
here's the starting grid.
Today's grid rundown looks like. Young superstar Max Verstappen starts from pole position, and Valtteri Bottas will line up alongside. Moving on to the rest of the grid, we have Perez, Hamilton, Lando Norris, and Fernando Alonso, Vettel, Leclerc, Stroll, and Pierre Gasly, Sainz, Ricciardo, Esteban Ocon, and Tsunoda, Giovinazzi, Latifi, Nikita Mazepin, and Mick Schumacher. Russell and Kimi Raikkonen finishes off the grid. That's it then, it's time to go racing as we head to trackside for today's race.
So position 6th, better than in the actual race finish. pretty good lap, first one. Well, no idea what happened there. 2 seconds for what? Must have just hit the edge of him. Disappointing.
That was very risky. We could have received a penalty.
Going to make some places up after being gone back and right back.
The bodywork's taken a few scrapes. Try not to make it any worse.
So welcome to my broadcast. I'm reliving the Japanese Grand Prix the weekend, and we are driving in the drivers that finished 7th, 4th and 1st. I'm starting with position 7, which was Fernando Alonso. We started on 6th in this game, and then unfortunately some time penalties, and then coming off the track see me at the back with 2 second time penalties as well. A lot of damage, so the driving is going to be really hard to do. So Alonso is now the the driver with the most starts in Grand Prix. He overtook Raikkonen recently. He is moving to Aston Martin to replace the retiring 4-time world champion Sebastian Vettel, the German. So he's going to Aston Martin. Pierre Gasly, the French driver, is going from AlphaTauri to Alpine to replace Alonso. So when you're struggling on a race, if you're not very well, try and get better sectors, better lap times, familiarise yourself more with the track. Ricciardo is within the 2-second time penalty, so I will be last. And replacing Gasly AlphaTauri is going to be De Vries, the former Formula E champion, another Dutch driver on the grid, and really the only market driver decision to be made is whether Haas will retain Michael Schumacher. It's looking not very good unless Schumacher can really pull some good results in these remaining races.
Damage to the rear diffuser. Repeat, damage to the rear diffuser. Over. Take care of the car on the way in.
They've done it then. Here at Suzuka. A brilliant win on this beloved figure-of-8 circuit. Tell me, Ant, how do you think they were able to deliver such an incredible result today?
Well, they certainly stood out as a driver with tons of confidence on the track. I think their ability to keep their cool, even during some of the more hectic parts of the race, meant they were able to capitalise on the mistakes of other drivers, giving them the opportunity to make their way to the top spot with ease.
Red Bull put up an outstanding fight for the front position today, and it's great to see it paid off for them. They do so much for the sport.
Okay, so move on to Ocon, who is Fernando Alonso's current driving teammate.
Max Verstappen now leads the Drivers' Championship. Now, let's discuss, Ant. Who would you say is a contender for Driver of the Day?
There's a few contenders, but George Russell definitely stood out, I think.
140.164, pretty slow.
The fans enjoyed.
So next it's position 4 in the Japanese Grand Prix, and that was Esteban Ocon, the Frenchman. So it's Alpine again, but this time it's Esteban Ocon. AI difficulty is hard, 60. Assisted race starts. Corner cut stringently strict as it is in real life. No adjusting the weather or time of day, although it was a wet Grand Prix at the weekend. Weekend structure, there's no practice, there's no qualifying, it's a short session length, just 5 laps. Weekend structure, there's no practice, there's no qualifying, it's a short session length, just 5 laps. I have a controller, not a steering wheel on a PS4. It's medium brake assist, medium traction control. Also had a gearbox, pit assist on, pit release assist on, EOS assist on, and DRS assist on. Start the event. It's a randomised grid, so no idea where Ocon will start.
After a fantastic qualifying yesterday, it's finally time for the race here at one of the most exciting circuits on the Formula One calendar. Welcome to Suzuka for the Japanese Grand Prix. 18 corners make up a lap of the incredible figure of 8. Let's run you through the driver grid order for today's exciting race. Max Verstappen put in a fantastic lap yesterday, and he starts from pole position. And it's Valtteri Bottas that completes the front row. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Perez, Hamilton, Yuki Tsunoda, and Norris, Ricciardo, Sainz, Gasly, and Sebastian Vettel, Leclerc, Ocon, Lance Stroll, and Fernando Alonso, Mazepin, Raikkonen, George Russell, and Mick Schumacher, Latifi, and Antonio Giovinazzi starts from the back of the grid. And now it's time to head down to the track.
So it's 12, right hand side.
10.
That's a good lap. Got to keep the concentration. You can see why the tracks drivers really love this track.
Okay, clear.
Leclerc will be coming after me now. This is oh, he's just brushed me. Now we've got some battles going on now.
We can now use DRS. DRS now available.
Just hitting the rumble strips there. Those are the bedded rights by the side of the track. They're just about track limits. Oh.
Careful. Remember, you are teammates.
That's Alonso. Oh dear me.
Fernando's in the pits.
So it looks like I can get 11th position. Plenty of seconds ahead of my drivers behind me. Something's happened to the speed. Oh.
The side pods have taken damage. You may start to pick up a little drag. Rubber and bring it home.
Victory for the team from Milton Keynes then, after a quality performance. Anthony Davidson, how do you think they were able to set themselves apart today?
I think that's smart time management on track and very smooth driving.
Red Bull are our winners today after Max Verstappen's excellent result today.
Okay, so welcome to my broadcast. Is playing on the F1 2021 game, and it's reliving the Japanese Grand Prix at the weekend. I'm driving as have driven already as positions 7th and 4th in that race. That was Fernando Alonso and his current teammate Esteban Ocon that we just drove there. Finished it the whole race. Let's have a look at what's there. Time's not much better. Started 12th on the grid. Did get up to 10th. And most of the damage that I incurred was with a ridiculous battle with my teammate Alonso. So that did affect my performance later on. But 16's not bad. Okay, so move on to the winner of the Japanese Grand Prix at the weekend, which was Max Verstappen. Max Verstappen is a double world champion now, and he also has 32 race wins, which is a record he shares with Fernando Alonso, who has also had 2 world championships. But it's fairly likely that Verstappen will go marching on from here to more world championships. He also is one behind a long-standing record, and that record is the amount of Grand Prix wins in a season, and that is jointly held by Michael Schumacher in 2004 and Sebastian Vettel, I think it was 2013 when he won with Red Bull. He's on 12 at the moment, and he's got a few races to go. Okay, so Grand Prix, select Grand Prix, F1 2021. And it's Japan. See the medium track difficulty. this time we're going to drive as Verstappen, see if we can emulate what happened in real life. Simulation. It's AI difficulty of 70 and it's assisted race starts. Rules on flat. It's strict corner cutting stringing as it is in real life. If you exceed the time limits, you can get penalised straight away, or you can get penalised after a few warnings. I'm not going to change the weather or time of day. It was a wet Japanese Grand Prix. It wasn't even a full race at the weekend. Just gone. Weekend structure. There's no practice, there's no qualifying, and it's a session length short of 5 laps. Assists. I have a controller on a PS4, not a steering wheel, so my assists are braking assist is medium, traction control is medium, automatic gearbox, pit assist on, pit release assist on, EI assist on, and DIS assist on. Start the event. And it's a randomised grid, but pretty likely that Verstappen will be at the front, as the game does reflect actual
Welcome to one of this year's most challenging races, where the combination of high speed and complex corners makes this one of the drivers' favourite tracks. It's time for the Japanese Grand Prix. We're southwest of the city of Nagoya today at the unique figure-of-8 Suzuka circuit. 3.6 miles and 18 corners make up a lap here, with average speeds approaching 136 miles per hour. DRS will be available, of course, into the potential passing opportunity at turn 1, although the best place for overtaking will be through 130R and into the final chicane. And as always, with the race minutes away from starting, here's what today's grid rundown looks like. An immense lap from Lewis Hamilton yesterday puts him on pole position, edging out Sergio Perez, who lines up P2. Considering the rest of the grid, we have Bottas, Verstappen, Yuki Tsunoda, and...
So, it's not going to be easy. It's 4th. And it's from the right hand side. What I'm going to see is if I can sneak my position.
Are you
Oh dear.
okay? That was a big one. Confirm you're okay, please.
Well. So I just hung back and tried to go through the gap, which was good. Went too wide and bang. So if you've had a crash, the easiest way to do it is press your circle button. And that'll give you the option to restart or retire session. I'm going to retire from the session. And that's it. Sorry it's a short one, but anyway, so what I'm going to do in the future is there is
brilliant stuff from Red Bull today. What a superb victory. Tell me, Ant, how did they manage to achieve this win?
I'd say it was down once again to good, consistent driving, nailing the corners, working to the track conditions, and perfecting the team's strategies. They got all of these things right today, and the results speak for themselves.
Here come today's winners. The team at Red Bull have done a phenomenal job recently. It's clear to see that they've put in the work, and they should be proud of the victory they secured here.
So there is a break in the Grand Prix calendar and till the American Grand Prix, Austin, Texas, from the 21st of October, 23rd. And in that break, I'm going to be starting a YouTube series of broadcasts, and I'm going to take Michael Schumacher and see if I can
Sergio Perez takes
get
the
him a
position of
seat
points leader
for the
in
new
Drivers'
season.
Championship. Some amazing talent out on the track
I'll be
today.
playing the
But
F1
Anthony,
22
who would you
game
pick
doing
as your
that.
driver of the day?
Well, my
So
driver
as I say,
of the
there's a
day
gap
has to be
until
Charles
the next
Leclerc.
Grand
He
Prix.
was unstoppable out on the track
Thanks for
today.
watching, catch you again. Follow me on Twitter at SportyPH2. It's European football this week, so there'll be some tweets about that. Instagram phast.ph, and sorry about the brief Verstappen, but that's the way it goes sometimes. Thanks for watching, catch you again, bye bye.